Good morning, you guys. So, over the last few days, I've been getting some revelation of a vision that I know that I put out, and one of, maybe like three videos ago, and more on the lightning strike and perhaps the two diagonal lines. I kept saying horizontal, but I meant to say diagonal. And I'm glad that a sister actually had the same vision and confirmed it because it all ties in together. And over the last few days, I've been hearing some things that all came in perfect timing. So, as far as the vision that I put out, like I would say 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, 4 weeks ago, it was a vision of a white light coming towards me and a white ball of light coming towards me. And after I made that video, you guys, I had just moved in. So maybe it was like 5 weeks ago. I don't know. I want to say about 3 videos ago. I think I mentioned it in the passing, or maybe I made a video on it completely. But you guys, I had a horrible time with Comcast, with the speed of the internet that my computer could not handle. And because it was bundled, to make a very long story short, they it's like I'm being penalized for not accepting a higher speed of internet, even though my computer can't support it. So they took away my channels, and basically, because it was a bundle, I can't have a certain number of channels. Just a long, hot mess. So I was on the phone with them for like 4 days. But while I was just fumbling around and trying to do some troubleshooting with the technicians, I noticed that one of the lights on my box said 5G, and it was blinking, and it was the same color of the vision that I had. I was like, 5G? Like this thing is really like a 5G box. Like I have no clue or anything about technology, but I do know a little bit about 5G. I'm learning. So I say a couple days ago, after making the video on the lightning strike and the two diagonal lines, a brother's video caught my attention because it had a lightning strike down the middle of it. I'll leave his video below. It's short, 3 or 4 minutes. And he's doing a chat with someone who is explaining 5G nanobots in the chemtrails, coincidentally enough, and how the connection between 5G and the nanobots in the chemtrails, and basically how you can't have like one without the other. And also, a sister mentioned to me about Richie from Boston had put out a video about how, some of these storms were being like dramatized, and some people were getting worse hit than others. And this kind of makes me think about the fires that they had in California, like with the radio technology, how some areas would just, how a house could be like, steel was melted, and then right across the street, trees were up, and these were supposedly wildfires. Also, I know that the Northeast is expecting their third, I want to say their third nor'easter. And then I also heard them mention that they have another one coming next week. So I don't think this is all a coincidence. Also, the same day that brother JWTV put out that short chat about 5G and weather warfare weaponry that actually was in the video, by NASA, quoted by NASA. It was a title, and it was, I think they gave a description of what that actually was. Three Hearts Church put out a video on nanobots. You guys, the Lord just had me do a video on nanobots and I think black goo and targeted individuals and things of that nature. And I want to say it was Saturday that, only got like 5 cable, movie channels, and one of them is HBO. And my son was gone. I was bored, didn't really have nothing to do, so I decided to sit down and watch TV. Well, I caught the last 30 minutes of the movie Hidden Figures. I kind of always wanted to watch that. That kind of tied into a particular vision that the Lord had given me months and months and months ago. I'm sure I talked about it, but I never watched the movie because I never go to the movies. So I caught the last 5 minutes of it, or the 30 minutes of it, and what they said was when the guy was being, he was trying to get the coordinates for his thing. Somebody said something about 0 to 5G. And I totally did not think that it was a coincidence. So, since the last time I made a video, was today Monday? Maybe I made that video like, I don't know when I made that video. But all this, since I made that video, he said 0 to 5G. And this is supposedly, the setting of this particular movie supposedly took place like, a couple decades ago. So for him to say 0 to 5G, I think we all know that 5G is like the goal, the ultimate goal of telecommunications and wireless communications. It's called the Internet of All Things. It's supposed to link together, as a result, we'll probably have smart cities. It's supposed to link together, communications between traffic grids and emergency systems, and just for a more sufficient, I guess you would say, smarter city. And anyway, I think they debuted some 5G technology during the Winter Olympics, apparently. And, everywhere, 5G is the ultimate goal, and they're still testing it. 5G is the ultimate goal for 2019, but they're still testing it in some areas. And it's making me wonder if the Lord's drawing my attention to these black chemtrails. Speaking of black chemtrails, I'm going to use a thumbnail of a picture that I took the day after I posted the video of diagonal, chemtrails. Of course, they weren't black, but they were very similar to the vision that I had. Okay, you guys? They weren't black chemtrails, but they were heavily chemtrailed. Okay, you guys? I think the Lord's trying to draw his attention to that, and perhaps, what we may all suspect is geoengineering in the Northeast with these, who has 4 nor'easters in 2 weeks. I've never heard of that. I don't live up there. If you ever heard of that, let me know. I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but I've never heard of such a thing. Just like when we had those hurricanes, like extreme weather conditions, and the fact that they're still testing 5G technology makes me wonder if the Lord's trying to draw my attention to this. Okay, you guys? That's it for this particular video. And there are a couple dreams that I put out. One was a rapture dream. I wanted to put it out. It's been a couple weeks, and maybe I'll do a couple videos today while I have some downtime. Okay, you guys? God bless y'all.